Welcome to the Stop Over Drinking and Start Living podcast, where high-achieving, goal-oriented rebel women come to learn how to live a vibrant and fulfilling life without requiring alcohol to get through it. No labels, no judgments, no saying you'll never drink again. Just real proven methods to help you stop rebelling against yourself with alcohol so you can drink less and do more. I'm your host, Angela Mascenik. Let's dig in. Welcome to episode 88. Why do I? Hello, welcome to September. It's September 1st. I'm recording my podcast. Woo! We got through the summer, you guys. We did it. Not that the fall looks much different than the summer, but we're adjusting to maybe a new schedule with the kids, or maybe something has shifted in your work and you got a new project, or you're looking forward to Halloween. Maybe you're getting some sort of cool, fun idea to do a virtual Halloween party. Who knows? But the seasons are changing, and it's always a good thing to shift and look forward to things, even when we feel like we might be limited. So, welcome to September. I want to talk to you guys for a minute or two about my How to Feel class that's happening on Friday this week on September 4th at noon Eastern Time. The link to register for that free class is in the show notes. So if you're listening to the podcast on your phone or an app or something, you click on episode notes, I believe, like inside this episode, and then click on view episode webpage. And then that'll click you over to my website at angelamascenik.com for this episode's website. And that's where all the links live. So if I'm saying click through to, get on my calendar or to sign up for a class, that's how you do it. But the link to register for the free class on Friday will be there, and you can sign up for it. And I'll send you all the details and the Zoom link to join the How to Feel class on Friday. This class is open to everybody. It's not just for people that want to stop over drinking. It's for everybody. All types of people that want to feel better. Okay, right now, I am just seeing and hearing from so many of you guys that you're kind of on the brink and it feels tough. We are in a very odd situation in the world, with, especially in the U.S., with the presidential election, the pandemic 6 months in, kids going back to school, job changes. A lot of people are working on being anti-racist. There's a lot, okay? And we have a lot of pressure to do all the things right now. And I feel like sometimes with that pressure, we just don't do it. Like, it's just like we're frozen, or we feel really flat, or we feel anxious and nervous about all the things, or we find ourselves like snapping at people quicker, or, replying on Facebook and getting into fights with people, or we're just like running into the kitchen to get snacks when we're not really hungry, or we're drinking more, or we're not doing the things that we actually want to do. Say you had a goal, even if it was during the pandemic, to exercise, like to get outside 30 minutes a day, and you just find yourself not doing that. This class will help you learn how to feel your current emotions and how to generate new feelings that will drive the actions that you actually want to be taking instead of doing things that you don't want to be doing. So I truly believe that learning how to feel is the most important skill that you can have in any area of your life. Like, I feel like it should be taught at the same time we teach kids how to read and how to do math. Learning how to feel and learning about your own feelings is crucial to be somebody that achieves big things in their lives. Okay, so if you have goals, if you like having goals, if you like constantly growing and learning and doing new things, or if you just want to do what you say you're going to do, learning how to feel is critical. So I think right now we are in a very odd place in our society, in the world, and we have been an over-pleasured society. We have been spoiled, and I and myself included, to have what we want when we want it for a long time. And so our brain likes that, right? It likes to not work very hard and to get pleasure. Okay, and avoid pain. So that's the motivational triad. That's this operating system that we all have that has helped us evolve and get to where we are today. But it doesn't really work in today's society, right? So when we have Amazon and we have, amazing, delicious foods that we can go get pretty much anywhere at all hours of the night. We can have access to alcohol. We can, get all of these things that we want to we think it'll make us feel better or it'll make us look better or, right? Like we have access to so much without having to wait for it. So we've trained ourselves to have these things, and now we don't have them as easily as we probably did in the past. Like we can't go entertain ourselves at the movie theater. We can't go have a party with our friends, and we can't jump on an airplane and travel to Europe. We can't do all these things, right? So, and we don't like that, and we don't know how to deal with not having what we want and not getting what we want when we want it. And then also combined with the uncertainty of the future and the pandemic or a presidential race or any other cause that you feel passionate about, all of that mixed together is like this perfect storm of feelings that we don't know what to do with. And you will find yourself doing things that are somewhat out of character for you. If you're eating more, drinking more, yelling at your kids, not doing the things that you want to do, not exercising, right? Like, if you find yourself hiding or shutting down, this is all why, okay? So learning how to feel is critical. We need to learn how to do this as a society. Otherwise, we are going to cause so many more problems with ourselves in our current situation than the actual circumstances in the world will actually cause us, okay? So we can make ourselves sick without being infected with COVID, right? We can... if you think about the presidential election, so many people have outcomes that they want to have. If we don't do the things that we want to do to get our person elected, then there's an impact to that in our society, right? So it's so important to understand your feelings and see how they're driving the actions that you're either taking or not taking. And this is why I want to create a course for everybody, that you can learn this basic foundational skill. And once you have that, you apply this to all of the areas in your life and any goal that you have, to improving relationships, cutting back on your alcohol, eating less, getting involved in your local politics, finding a cure for COVID, whatever it is. Learning how to feel is the first stepping stone to doing the things that you want to do in your life. So click through, sign up and join me for the free class this Friday. And in that class, I'm going to teach you about my paid 5-week program where you are going to learn how to feel and apply the things that I teach and have live coaching opportunities with me over the course of the 5 weeks. Super affordable, super effective, super easy to do. And it'll be a great opportunity for those of you that have never had a life coach before. It's fun to have a life coach. It's fun to learn these type of things. It'll give you something to work on and to look forward to and have the support you need this fall when things could go in so many different directions. So click through, sign up for the Friday's class, and then you'll get the details of how to join me in that 5-week course called Feel Better Now. All right, so this episode is called Why Do I? And it's on the same topic of feelings. So many times I hear from people, they just don't understand why they do what they do. They don't understand why they can't stop over drinking, or they say they're going to follow some diet program or food plan and they don't. They may do it for a few weeks and then they go back to their old patterns. So we want to answer this question. Why do I? And that's what this podcast episode is going to talk about. So why do I? And it's so important that you have an answer to these types of questions. So why do I drink, overeat, spin out, yell, do the things that you might not actually want to do or not to do? Or you might ask, why can't I? Or why don't I? These are all very similar questions, okay? When your brain asks this question, it's important to answer it. And if we don't answer these questions that we ask ourselves, we don't get a resolution. And it feels confusing and incomplete. And humans don't like that, right? As you know, we don't like not knowing things. And we don't get motivated to get out of that, right? We might not feel good about not knowing. So again, going back to the motivational triad, we'll be motivated to seek pleasure to avoid this uncomfortable uncertainty pain that we're in. Okay. And then we'll just keep doing the same things that we're not liking, right? So that might look like we might drink again, we might eat more chips, we might not get out and exercise, all right? So the answer to these questions is always because I don't want to feel something or I didn't feel like it. I'm going to repeat that. The answer to why don't I, why can't I, why do I? The answer is because I don't want to feel something or I don't feel like it. 100% of the time, what you do or don't do is in response to your feelings. If the question is, why do I drink when I say I'm not going to drink? The answer is because my feelings drove me to drink. Okay? If the question is, why can't I stick to my plan? The answer is because I had a feeling that didn't drive the action I wanted to take. If the question is, why don't I do what I say I'm going to do? The answer is because you had a feeling that didn't drive the action you wanted to take. 100% of the time. Okay? Feelings drive our actions. So now you know, and now you know how to respond to yourself when your lovely brain asks these types of questions. Okay? What I recommend you do is reflect and get specific on exactly how you were feeling in the moment you did something you didn't want to do, like drink or eat. Or identify how you were feeling at the time you were supposed to do something, whether it was cleaning out that closet or going for a run or helping your kids get organized for homeschool or paying your taxes or doing an expense report, whatever. Identify how you were feeling at the time you were supposed to do that thing, all right? At the time you said you would do it, what were you feeling? And when you ask yourself this question, your brain will tell you, okay? Name it. Name that feeling that you had. And now you know why. All right? The feeling either drove the action or the inaction. This is so important for you guys to start paying attention to. Once you identify that feeling that caused the drinking or the avoiding or the scrolling instead of organizing, now you're cooking with grease, okay? Now you can fix it. Now we've got something to solve, okay? This came up when I was coming up with this podcast was, how do you fix it, dear Angela? Dear Angela, how do you fix it? Dear Angela, fix it. Do you guys like that? So this is how we fix it. We identify it, right? The it is the feeling that you had at the time you said you weren't going to do something, like not drink or go for a run, right? You've identified it. Now we can fix it. By fixing it and allowing and process that feeling instead of taking action for it. That's how we fix it, by feeling. So say you identified that when you drank off your plan, you were feeling restless. Well, now you want to learn how to process and feel restlessness when it comes up. You have to be willing to give yourself some space when you notice yourself walking over to the wine cabinet to pour a glass of wine when earlier that day or the day before you said you weren't going to. So you need to stop, slow down, and remember you said you wouldn't drink. And get conscious right now. Don't allow yourself to be on auto respond. You are not a robot. You do have control in this moment. I promise you. You're a human and you're capable of slowing down. This is not an emergency. So pause, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, what am I feeling? Restless? Okay. This is what drove me to drink last time, and I didn't want to. I'm going to pause and feel and process instead of acting from it. Then you get yourself out of the kitchen and you go sit down on the couch or wherever you need to be. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, a deep cleansing breath, and allow yourself to feel that restlessness. How does it feel? Where do you notice it in your body? Okay? So that's taking a deep breath. Where do you feel that restlessness in your body? What does it feel like? Is it moving? Is it hot? Is it cold? Is your heart racing? Is your throat clenched? Describe the details of how that feels in your body. Okay? Don't think about the drinking. You're not doing that right now. You're thinking about what this feeling feels like in your body. Okay? Ask yourself those questions and breathe and pause in between the questions and allow that feeling to have some space and to be processed. Okay? So give yourself about 5 minutes to breathe and allow and feel. Don't think about drinking. Okay? Think about processing. And when you feel like the feeling has been dissipated or it feels a little bit better and not so urgent, You tell yourself you don't need wine to escape this. You were just able to do that on your own without doing anything, right? Without needing anything from the outside. You didn't need to scroll on your phone. You didn't need to go for a walk. You didn't need to distract yourself. You just went in and you breathed and processed. All right? At this point, you will likely not be at the effect of your feelings, and you'll be able to see things a little bit clearer, and it'll be easier for you not to drink and stick to your plan. And you do the exact same thing if you said you'll go exercise or declutter your closet. First, you got to schedule the time that you want to do that in advance, and then when the time comes, check in with that feeling. Do you feel like doing something else? Ask yourself, what are you currently feeling? It might be anxious or boredom or annoyed. Allow and process that feeling, and then when you're done, you do the thing that you said that you would do. And this process will make you more productive and will help you achieve your goals faster. Think of all the times you said you would do something and then you didn't. If you had been able to interrupt that automatic process of being at the effect of your feelings, you would have already accomplished it by now. Being at the effect of your feelings in the moment steals our dreams and our goals, no matter what they are. Learning how to be in control and process and feel instead of react will help you achieve what you want faster than you ever thought possible. This is a skill, the number one skill that has helped me grow my business, past my wildest dreams, stop drinking, be a regular runner, and keep 55 pounds of weight off my body. Learning how to feel and process is something we should be taught as much as math and reading. It is everything. Studying your feelings, getting coached on them, understanding your own behavior is everything. Once you understand it, you can fix it. Learning how to feel and process is the first step. And once you do that, then you can begin to generate feelings that you want to have intentionally whenever you want to. And when you learn how to do that, you look out, because then you can fuel the actions that you want to take now. You get super productive. You can reach your goals really fast. You'll have more joy, more happiness, and more freedom. So whether you want to stop over drinking or become involved in your community or just walk the dog every day, learning to feel is the best work that you can ever do. Because remember, the things you do or do not do are fueled by how you are feeling. You literally can't do things unless you have feelings that generate those actions that you want to take. Frustration, resentment, fear, anxiety are not feelings that fuel actions that will help us reach our goals. Okay? But like motivation, commitment, empowered, compassion, love, self-love, all of those fuel actions that support us in the goals that we want to achieve in our life. And I 100% for sure can help you. I coach women on this all day long. And so I want to get back for you to really consider signing up for my free class that's on this Friday. It's at noon. It will be recorded and sent out afterwards. So don't worry if you can't make it live. Just commit to watching it within 24 hours. Okay? And I'm sharing how you can join me in this 5-week program called Feel Better Now, where I'm going to teach you all of this. And you're going to have live coaching with me, and it's going to be amazing. You're going to feel better no matter what is going on in the world, my friend. You deserve that. You deserve to feel good no matter what. You don't need to wait for things to change in the world for you to feel better. That is available to you right now. Today, you have that capacity and that capability within inside of you. You just need to learn how to tap into it. All right, my friends, I love you so much. Thanks for listening. Feel, process, pause, don't react. Put some space between walking over to that liquor cabinet, going for that bag of chips, yelling at your kids, posting on social media. Allow yourself to breathe and process and watch what you can prevent happening by doing this process. I love you all so much. Talk to you soon. Bye.